All right, what's up, you guys? So Brandon Mulrennan here, creator and founder of FSBOdomination.com. And we're in 8 weeks. We're helping real estate agents just like you, helping you how to list one for sale by owner every single week throughout the entire year. And so with me today, I've got a great friend, kick-ass real estate agent, team leader, Dave from the Real Team here in Metro Detroit. So Dave, I want to thank you for taking the time to be honest with us today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So, dude, listen, you guys are having a lot of success. I know your team continues to grow. What does the actual team look like these days?
So we're approximately 70 employees, so admin and agents in production.
Wow.
So just about 70 total.
Dude, that's huge. That's huge. And so, what was your, in 2017, where did you guys finish your production? What did that look like in 2017?
We ended up selling, we were on 742 sides in total.
Wow. That's huge, dude. And then what's the goal for this year in 2018?
The goal is to hit 1,000 units.
And so are you guys pacing? You think you're going to hit it?
Yeah, I mean, the mindset's there. It's just doing the same the activities and being consistent with them.
Yeah, no, dude, that's badass. That's badass. So listen, what I wanted to do for the audience is kind of walk through and talk a lot about for sale by owners and your guys' approach and how you guys used to do it in the past and what changed and the mindset that you're taking now, because for sale by owners plays a big role in that overall production, does it not?
Absolutely. They're the hottest seller leads out there, I believe.
That's great. And so what would you say, if you just had to guess, what percentage of your overall production of the 750 sales or so would you say come from for sale by owners last year, would you say?
Very, very small percentage. I mean, probably 1%.
Okay.
If that.
Of the team's overall production, you're saying?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So you guys are starting to ramp that up this year. Is that the plan?
Yeah, we're ramping it up. I mean, everyone's focused on listings, right? That's the focus of our company is listings, because listings lead to buyers. They lead to referrals, and they lead to happy sellers at the end of the day. So it's easier to call someone who wants to sell versus dialing, circle prospecting, or whatever the case may be. But that they're selling. So
yep.
That's one less step you have to take.
No, I love it. And that's, I talk about it all the time. I mean, that's why I like for sale by owner so much, because it takes a lot of that guesswork out of it. I'm like you said, farming or circle prospecting or door knocking, where it's a shotgun approach. We don't know if the person's looking to sell or not. So that's why I love going after for sale by owner. So what I want to talk about with the audience is kind of your mindset, your team's mindset in the past. Right before we started working together, before yourself and your team started working with me and learning more about for sale by owners and the approach that you should take, what were some of the big mistakes that you guys were making before you started having all the success with for sale by owners that you're having now? What are some of those you can share with the group?
I would say the biggest mistake that we were making, and that most agents in the industry make when it comes to approaching for sale by owners, is just A, not coming from contribution, and B, being almost in a standoff with them, right? You're telling them that it's not smart to be for sale by owner. They're going to net less money, and just telling them all the reasons why they shouldn't be for sale by owner versus now.
So, and I think you're right. I think most agents are being taught that in the industry. And when you guys took that approach, you had a little bit of success with for sale by owners, but was it hard for you guys to get face to face? Was it hard for you guys to set appointments when you had that approach in the past?
Yeah, because most for sale by owners are selling on their own because either they had a bad experience with an agent in the past, or more importantly, they're trying to save money. They're trying to save that extra 3%.
No, that makes a lot of sense. No, that's great. And so what changed, or what's your approach now? What are you teaching your agents now when it comes to for sale by owners, and what does that look like?
So now it's coming from contribution, offering your help to them, and most importantly, being agreeable with them, and obviously that comes with scripts, which I learned in your FSBO domination course, is just being agreeable with whatever they say, whether it's something that's not favorable to us, all that is irrelevant. You just want to be agreeable. I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. And so, listen, I mean, when you guys made that approach, are you finding that it's a lot easier for you guys to get face-to-face with a for sale by owner now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you come from contribution, you're agreeable with them, they let their guard down, right? And so now it's an agent preview. You're going in there to take a look at the home, and that's your foot in the door to provide massive value to them and be their agent without being their agent yet.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. And so if you had to take a guess, I mean, you know, you got a large team. I mean, you got probably one of the biggest teams here in Michigan. I mean, how many for sale by owners do you guys think you're meeting with face to face on any given month, would you say?
I mean, everyone's got a different niche on our team, right? Some people focus on for sale by owners. Some people focus on expired. Some people focus on new business. Some of them, you know, work on referrals. Sure. But, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to quantify, but probably I would say at least 30 to 40 a month.
Yeah, no, that's huge. That's huge. So you guys, for sale by owners is a big part of your business strategy moving into 2018. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. And so, you know, to your point, I mean, you guys are able to get more face-to-face with the for sale by owners. And then after you guys have that initial meeting, you know, how are you guys able to flip those and convert those face-to-face meetings into listings? Like, what does that process look like?
So you meet with the for sale by owner. You have them walk you through the house. I like to bring the seller's disclosures with them and ask them if they've even seen this document before. You know, by law, obviously, every seller's got to fill out a seller's disclosure, and a lot of them don't even realize it. So I bring that, have them walk me through the house, mention the disclosures, ask them if they've seen it, and if not, I can help them. I can show them how to fill it out, you know, so that they're protected, and then leave it at that, and not even bring up listing the home. From there, you know, it's a follow-up game, right? So following up with them on Fridays, letting them know that, hey, I'm available if you have any questions or if something comes up. You know, I'm here if you got a question. And then on Monday, following that weekend, ask them how the weekend went, if they held an open house, see what kind of traction they got in the marketplace over the weekend.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, that's what I talk a lot about in the 8-week boot camp, right? Is just following up, really being, to your point, always leading with contribution, being a resource for the for sale by owner until the day comes where they make their own decision that, hey, listen, I can't do this anymore. And you guys are the last agent standing where they say, you know what, you are the backup plan. Would you agree that that's the goal going after for sale by owners, is to be the last man or woman standing, and be the for sale by owner's backup plan if they can't sell on their own? Would you agree with that?
100%. And the only reason I would agree with that is because most agents out there, they make the calls and they get rejected and they move on to the next shiny object.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, an agent that goes through your boot camp learns the discipline to follow up on a regular basis, at least 2 to 3 times a week. But it's not a follow-up where it's a pestering follow-up. It's a follow-up of coming from contribution. And all the other agents that gave up the first 1 or 2 phone calls, now you're the last man standing. And once they get tired of the process, they're calling you to list the house.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, you know, what's interesting is what you said at the beginning of this interview, which I couldn't agree more, was the fact that for sale by owners are the easiest, hottest listing lead in the industry. And I agree with that. What do you think is the reason why agents from across the country choose not to work with for sale by owners? Why is it something that you think that they just shy away from, or they're not having success with? You know, is it because what you said earlier, where they have the wrong approach, and so they get into this fight, they get frustrated, and they say the hell with them altogether because the approach is wrong? Or what do you think keeps agents from working for sale by owners when it's the hottest lead in the industry?
The path to least resistance, right? So it's not easy to talk with a for sale by owner when you're not coming from an agreeable position. You're basically butting heads with them right from the get-go, and it's easy to get frustrated.
No, that makes sense. And I agree. That's what I see. I mean, I'm working with agents all over the country, and that's exactly what I see. The other piece, I think, is you know, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I'm sure with 70 agents on your team, you probably deal with this all the time, is lack of consistency, right? And the need that we have in real estate for instant gratification. I think the problem is that I see is real estate agents will call, they'll set the preview appointment, and they'll get super excited about that. They'll go there and not get the listing and allow frustration to take over and say, this doesn't work. So what would you say as far as the consistency part? And then what would you add as far as not wanting instant gratification and playing the long game?
So if you do something enough times, you'll get better at it. Time on task, right? It's how long you're doing something and how many times you do it. And then, you know, instant gratification, I mean, yeah, it's going to take time to get there. You know, 30 to 45 days out, it's all about building a pipeline. And that's what I've been preaching with my team, is to keep your pipeline full. I've given them the analogy that it's like a package of popcorn you put in the microwave. Once it starts to heat up, after a certain amount of time, kernels start popping all over the place, right? And those are the leads popping out of the funnel, out of the pipeline. I'm sorry. And then I'd add a third layer, and it's scripting. Scripts are huge. If you know how to speak with a for sale by owner, the chances and the likelihood of you getting that listing increase dramatically. So.
No, dude, I love it. I love it. I like the popcorn analogy. I haven't heard that one before, and it makes sense because most real estate agents probably want to put the corn or the popcorns in the machine, and they want to see paychecks right away. They don't understand that things have to heat up. I really like that analogy a lot. I might steal that from you. That's really good.
I'll take royalties on it, Brandon.
There you go. Yeah, no worries.
It's all good.
No, that's great. And so that was going to be my next question is, you know, what's the time frame or what's an expectation that you have or that you give a team member when they start working for sale by owners? You know, when can they start to really see those results from the work? I mean, it doesn't happen right away. What would you say the average turnover is from the first time you meet with a for sale by owner till you get an opportunity to list that home?
It's about 30 days, 30 to 45 days.
Yeah. And what I always say, Dave, is listen, 30 days is going to go by whether or not you're calling for sale by owners. The only difference is if you follow the model and you stay in your lane, you can have, you know, 3-4 for sale by owners listings here this time next month if you do what we teach. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess I'll end with this. What advice would you give to a real estate agent that says, you know what, Brandon, fine, I will, let's get into the FSBO thing. I think it makes sense. What advice would you give a real estate agent who's starting to work for sale by owners that have never worked them in the past?
I would say that for sale by owners need to sell. Anything worth doing, you do it, right? Because it's going to make you money. And an investment, it's a small investment to learn the strategies that you've developed, the skill sets that you show, that you teach, that you help them attain, right? And just being consistent. The consistency piece is important. Sometimes, you know, you need somebody to guide you. And that's what coaching is all about. And that's what this program is all about.
No, it's badass, man. Well, again, I can't thank you enough. It's super, super inspiring to see what your guys' team is doing. I think you guys are a big leader here for sure in Michigan and across the country. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that are going to sell 1,000 homes in 1 year. And I love watching your guys' success. I think you guys are doing a lot of great things. So I want to thank you for taking the time. And to your point, you know, our program, you know, the reason why we did it was because the belief system around we believe that listing property is the best path for a real estate agent in a real estate career. Number two, we believe that for sale by owners is the easiest way and the easiest path to get those listings. And number three is I just believe there was so much bad garbage advice out there that I had to do something about it. And so, you know, I think you put some of your team members through the program. And I'm grateful that you have, and I just look forward to continuing to work with your group and helping you guys succeed at the highest level. So again, man, I appreciate you taking the time. Any last words of advice to any realtors out there getting into the business?
Yeah, take Brandon's class in FSBO domination.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
All right.